So take it away, Val and James and Bloodflower. So good to see you, and we'll see you all next week, like we do each and every week.
Thank you, Global Val. Thank you, Diamond Dave. Attention is not the same thing as concentration. This is Mr. J. Krishnamurti. Attention is exclusion. Attention, which is total awareness. Concentration is exclusion. Attention, which is total awareness, excludes nothing. It seems to me that most of us are not aware, not only of what we're talking about, but of our environment, colors around us, the people, the shape of the trees, the clouds, the movement of water. Perhaps it's because we're so concerned with ourselves, with our own petty little problems, our own ideas, our own pleasure, pursuits and ambitions, that we are not objectively aware. And yet, we talk a great deal about awareness. Once in India, I was traveling in a car. There was a chauffeur driving, and I was sitting behind him. There were 3 gentlemen behind discussing awareness very intently, asking me questions about awareness. And unfortunately, at that moment, the driver was looking somewhere else. He ran over a goat, and the 3 gentlemen were still discussing awareness, totally aware they'd run over a goat. When this lack of attention was pointed out to those gentlemen who were trying to be aware, it was a great surprise to them. And with most of us, it is the same. We are not aware of outward things or of inward things. If you want to understand the beauty of a bird, a fly, or a leaf, or a person, with all his complexities, you have to give your whole attention, which is awareness. And you can give your whole attention only when you care, which means that you really love to understand. Then you give your whole heart and mind to find out. Such awareness is like living with a snake in the room. You watch it every moment. You are very, very sensitive to the slightest sound it makes. Such a state of attention is total energy. In such awareness, the totality of yourself is revealed in an instant. When you have looked at yourself so deeply, you can go much deeper. When we use the word deeper, we're not being comparative. We think in comparisons, deep and shallow, happy and unhappy. We are always measuring, comparing. Now, is there such a state as the shallow and the deep in oneself? When I say, my mind is shallow, petty, narrow, limited, how do I know all these things? Because I have compared my mind with your mind. Your mind, which is brighter, has more capacity, is more intelligent and alert. Do I know my pettiness without comparison? When I am hungry, I do not compare that hunger with yesterday's hunger. Yesterday's hunger is an idea, a memory. If I am all the time measuring myself against you, struggling to be like you, then I am denying what I am myself. Therefore, I am creating an illusion. When I've understood that comparison in any form leads only to greater illusion, greater misery, just as when I analyze myself, add to my knowledge of myself bit by bit, or identify myself with something outside myself, whether it be the state, a savior, or an ideology. When I understand that all such processes lead only to greater conformity and therefore greater conflict, when I see all this, I put it completely away. Then my mind is no longer seeking, It's very important to understand this. Then my mind is no longer groping, searching, questioning. This does not mean that my mind is satisfied with things as they are. But such a mind has no illusion. Such a mind can then move in a totally different dimension. The dimension in which we usually live, the life of every day, which is pain, pleasure, and fear, has conditioned the mind, limited the nature of the mind. And when that pain, pleasure, and fear have gone, which does not mean that you no longer have joy. Joy is something entirely different from pleasure. Then the mind functions in a different dimension in which there is no conflict, no sense of otherness. Look, verbally, we can only go so far. What lies beyond cannot be put into words because the word is not the thing. Up to now, we can describe, explain, but no words or explanations can open the door. What will open the door is daily awareness and attention. Attention of how we speak, what we say, how we walk, what we think. It's like cleaning a room and keeping it in order. Keeping the room in order is important in one sense, but totally unimportant in another. There must be order in the room, but order will not open the door or the window. What will open the door is not your volition or desire. You cannot possibly invite the other. All that you can do is to keep the room in order, which is to be virtuous for itself, not for what it will bring. To be sane, rational, orderly. Then, perhaps, if you were lucky, the window will open and the breeze will come in. Or it may not. It depends on the state of your mind. And that mind, that state of mind, can be understood only by yourself. By watching it, and never trying to shape it, never taking sides, never opposing, never agreeing, never justifying, never condemning, never judging. Which means watching it without any choice. And out of this choices, awareness, perhaps the door will open, and you will know what that dimension is, in which there is no conflict and no time.